does pretty okay in this matchup, right? This character's got some solid disjoints, great arrow drift to find his way out of dodge, and does so well for punishing you for hitting your opponent, right? Game & Watch loves to find these really good hits on reaction, but Yoshi can just jump right out of them and then find something like a falling up air, forces trouble, taking a disadvantageous state and doing 60 or 70 off of it.
Yeah, and that 60 or 70, I think, is a really interesting thing in this specific matchup, because one of Game & Watch's big strengths is he just up-Bs out of your combo. If it's not frame tight every time, you have to respect him, and then if you mess up, you get juggled like this. But Yoshi has a little more framing leeway than a lot of other characters, so is still able to do a decent job of comboing Game & Watch.
And even when he doesn't, right, even when he can't, right, if you commit to a down air as Game & Watch, well, Yoshi has such good air drift, he can swing that hit and drift away. Before that, he really can get in to unlock that reversal situation. Great job by Monte, though, finding this grab, pushing you to the corner, and waiting out, unlike the last set they played over on winner's side, but waiting out that double jump armor. It's an adjustment we're seeing him make from the last one, but Burst 2 finally able to catch a landing and lock in and kill confirm to lock down that first stock.
That's all it takes, and from facing the other way as well, you can get that reverse hit up tilt. Have to respect that. It doesn't matter how short of a character you are against Yoshi, that reverse hit can clip you.
Yeah, but, you know, Monte answering right back, so trading an eye for an eye, and whether, you know, we see one or both of them blind is up for grabs just yet, but right now it's just Monte blindingly going after Burst, who's taken 80, 90 for his troubles, almost triple digits before Burst finally gets a hit in, but he's the one who comes away with advantage state for a second. The platform allows him to get back down, but he's not able to press the aerial advantage the way he was last time around.
I wonder if that was an accidental full hop down air from Burst. Might have been looking for a short hop macro there, but either way, it ended up working out really well for Monte, who was able to regain stage control after mashing out of that egg, and now putting so much pressure on. You gotta let go of the shield eventually, my guy.
Yeah, but it's so scary right there in the corner because Game & Watch charging that down smash and anti-airs, right, it hits below ledge. It literally covers anything Yoshi can do to get away. Stuck there. It is terrifying, Lentini. So now, right, Burst just trying to find new tricks and traps. We finally see an up smash come out, but still not able to find his way out of dodge, having to burn the double jump armor to get back and have to reset under this platform. But that bomb explodes, man. It still hits below it anyways.
Ooh, okay, evening up the stocks. We're still alive, 125. We call that free rage around here, and that is scary against a character like Game & Watch who is so light. But you're going to have to find those 2 or 3 openings if you ever want to make that happen.
Yes, sir, and you know, he called Monte with a little bit of a DI check, but you take those, now getting him off stage, trying to get the early jump, but Monte playing the discipline, and so he's able to find a way back down, but not able to get out of the blender just yet. Burst utilizing the fact that you cannot shield poke Yoshi to its fullest advantage, right? Game & Watch so good at utilizing that key to shield poke, but it doesn't find it. However, bomb center stage, doesn't matter. Just says, okay, I can't poke your shield, I'm gonna blow the whole damn thing up.
Bomb on Yoshi from center stage. That percent got way too high. But you know what? Monte wasn't taking the damage. A couple little chip hits, but that's the way Game & Watch plays that situation, right? You accept, okay, maybe I'll kill him at 200, but as long as he doesn't hit me, I'm chilling.
And I think the biggest difference between what we saw in this game 1 and what we saw in the last set is the pace of play. The last set felt very aggressive, right? These two were swinging at each other, going back and forth. Now, though, it's a lot more of what we're used to from Game & Watch. It's all defense. Burst has been trying to answer back, showing you some shield tricks and traps, utilizing that movement of the egg lay B reverse, right, to kind of shift around that aerial drift Yoshi does so dang well, but not able to play the aggressive states in the way he's used to.
Man, that double up air combo, it doesn't matter who you are. Even on Game & Watch, that's still true. Only 7% taken, and you have stage control. We were talking in a couple of the other sets, especially Tarot Cosmos, how important stage control can be.
Absolutely, George, and now landing, this is going to be Monte's attempt to get back stage control, but it's going to be Burst who finds it with a down special to ground pound through the platform, locking it down, and as you mentioned, that micro spacing, and to make Monte feel like he was safe is all that it took to close the stock.
And now we've swapped positions from the last game. The onus is now on Monte. He has to do the approaching, and Burst is very clearly showing him that he's not going to overdo it.
Burst trying to burst his way to a quick stock there, right? Show you why the tag is as eponymous as it gets. but not able to find it just yet. I love these aggressive up airs, though, right at the peak of his jump, so he can mix up whether it's a rising or falling one, just to mix up the timing of that hurtbox shift, of the hitbox, and find a more aggressive way back to stage.
Aggressive ways back to stage are so risky against Game & Watch. Managed to find a way through, but still has not landed. That parry into the chair was almost enough.
Yeah, and without a parry, right, that still works out as a way out for Burst. But because of it, that extra 3 frames was something that Monte was able to flip to his benefit. Now Burst trying to find a way to keep this advantage state going, but Monte able to put so much pressure onto the platform. However, intercepting the key on the way down is not something a lot of characters can do, but Yoshi absolutely can.
And that's a huge threat. We were talking earlier about those things that make this matchup more tricky than you may think on the surface for Game & Watch. Not having that free up B down air option can make it really hard for him to play his game in neutral.
Von Lentini, the juggle game here, so much damage out unanswered for Monte against Burst. Right, we said, okay, Monte got on the board, we'll see how much more he can get. Well, 50% off one interaction is certainly a whole lot more, and if he can find this one quickly, it's a key back into this game.
That spacing was crazy. The turtle versus the tongue. In this case, neither one won, but they did swap stage positions. Now in the corner on your last stock, Burst is looking pretty well poised to take this game if Monte can't find a quick stock.
You see Monte doing that dash shield, right? Looking for a parry, looking for just a quick reversal, recognizing how integral it's been to him so far, but when he's not able to find it, he does what Game & Watch does best, swing with that noggin. He hasn't found the smash attacks yet this game, but Lentini, mark my words, if Monte wins this one, it's going to be on the back of it.
Oh, yeah. My man definitely plays with his head, that is for sure. But Burst, 100% on Yoshi is not even that high. Tries to anti-air with a down smash, which is the most confusing anti-air in the game, but it does work.
Yes, sir, and you've seen a couple of the awkward hitboxes of down smash, despite being a great anti-air, having a couple blind spots, being something that Burst has been able to work around, right? Avoid it, and Monte hasn't been able to close it out yet. Now Burst trying to read the egg release, but Monte coming out aggressive with the up special, able to survive. It's going to be a back throw, not going to do it just yet, but the next hit will.
That looked like one of those promotional material things in like the intro where Yoshi's got everybody lined up in the eggs. Didn't work out, and now Monte got him down to last stock.
Yeah, and that being an awkward frame trap there, right? You can't jump out, you can't do very much to avoid that bomb, and then once, if you do much of anything, Game & Watch just swings you at the chair. However, Monte having to play very perfect from here on out, he doesn't find the parry he was looking for, but does still get a good 20%. He is playing this defense perfectly, and Lentini, he has barely been hit in the last minute and a half. He might still steal this game yet.
Yeah, this is turning around in all the wrong ways for Burst.
Oh, no.
Is that enough? The DI. Oh, man, that DI was rough.
I mean, rough or not, he was just at 160% at the top of the screen.
Way, but my man held in to die faster, I'll tell you what.
Listen, I mean, you might as well at that point, right? Because you've accepted your dad, just go on, go next. He was trying to drift underneath it, but just didn't quite get the fastball he was looking for, and so got caught between, well, a Yoshi tail and a hard place, trying to find his way at that awkward 45. The Yoshi with that active back air is so good at covering.
Yeah, absolutely no shade to Monte on that DI. He was fading in, like you said. So of course, when you get hit by an unexpected move when you're fading in, your DI is going to be in. And so, boom, off the top. And now 1-1. Burst has answered back. But honestly, with how that last stock and a half went, Monte's looking pretty good on his counter pick.
I agree. I think Monte has just absolutely kind of showed in that game too that he got a little bit of a download. The question is now on a very different stage, how will it affect him? Because these platforms, so good for Game & Watch in some ways, right? They help his juggle, but he's also going to have a hard time down against the immense aerial coverage that Yoshi can throw out.
Yeah, that's the question. Is this...
he just died.
Yeah.
That was a...
I just assumed he was coming back, and all of a
forward
sudden
air
he got
up
timed in
smash,
the
my
back
friend.
row.
That's like an Aegis combo.
Okay, so the download may not quite be complete yet. This is when you get that, like, the 99% on the computer and it just sits there for a few minutes and you have to wait. Well, that's where Monte is right now.
Well, he thought he got all the way downloaded, and then Burst just showed up and said, here's something you've never seen before, buddy. He
just
shadow,
baby.
Yeah, he shadow dropped the new game features like it's Helldivers.
We got that DLC patch, free 99 out here. We base roster.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, Monte trying to answer back with an edge guard, but not able to find him. But so tricky, utilizing these platforms to its fullest advantage. And frankly, George, I think this counter pick is backfiring a little bit.
Yeah, I always view Battlefield as a confidence pick stage because most characters, and especially in a case like this where you're up against Yoshi, can do some serious sauce on the triplats layout. So the question is, do you think you can outsauce your opponent on Battlefield?
And I think it's also a coverage thing, and it's a landing thing, right? Those triplats make it so good for landing, but also for juggling. And I think the way we've seen Burst weave through these platforms to find these extensions, find the early stocks on some of these blossoms has been immaculate so far.
Yeah, immaculate indeed. That's a lot of damage. Hold up, we saw how the last stock ended. Not enough damage that time to actually close it out, but another up smash, basically DPing as an up smash anti-air.
I mean, hey, man, why not? If it works, it works. But Monte finding the landing up air, or landing there into the turnaround. Now the up air string to keep it on going. And George, I mean, he is racking on damage, turning it up to 11, but Burst answering back, and all it's going to take is that one noggin swing, that skull down hit of the forward air to lock it in. One stock left for Burst to find the critical counter pick advantage in this set.
Boy, I got hit by that. I'm going to be real. I don't think anybody expects Burst to throw out a forward air out of disadvantage in the corner against Game & Watch. That is crazy.
I think it's a Yoshi matchup thing. I'm going to be real because every Yoshi does that there. It's their mix-up, but finds a hit to keep you in the mistech on platform with that forward air. Super smart from Burst to keep it going, backing up percent like crazy right now.
I like the fadeaway nair. However, even that's not safe enough as Monte forcing all the way into the corner, trying to repeat this edge guard. Good stuff going high from Burst there. That's another thing with the Battlefield layout. It's a lot easier to land. Now landing that combo, not able to kill though.
Yeah, and that's one of those really interesting things where it's not it doesn't look like a true combo, but then you just realize Yoshi's air drift is so insane that it is anyways. Yeah. It's right, Burst lining it up, but then getting lined up in turn. Monte having to find a way to ledge just to wait out these iframes, not wanting to get clipped by the Yoshi when he doesn't expect it, but it might just happen anyways. Burst going so deep, but Monte with the bucket still able to find a way back.
Loves that forward air. Are we gonna go again? No, I don't think so. Playing it safe. If he's not all the way in the corner, there's the judgment and actually gets the 9. Oh no, I don't know if you were trying to preload that or what, but either way it worked out terribly as you are in the corner beyond kill percent, and Das Boot gonna close it out, giving Burst counter pick advantage in the set.
Yeah, there's just not a whole lot you can do there, right? You understood your wing condition, you played to it, and unfortunately it just didn't work out when the random chance came up. You locked yourself out of it, and at that point, your mental kind of cracks a little bit, right? You kind of just move on to the next game, and Monte's going to have to do so now from the counterpick disadvantage situation.
Yeah, that is such a tough situation to be in. I mean, ultimate counterpicks, depending on the matchup, historically have not mattered as much as some other games, but I think they still do matter. I feel like they are often undervalued.
Agreed.
Especially when we see something like what happened there on Battlefield, how well Burst was able to utilize the Battlefield layout. If Monte is stuck in similar situations for more games, that could be very hard.
Remember, that was his counterpick as well. And so now Monte going back to where it all began. They split 2 games here and trying to show you that it's going to be Monte's advantage for a third. PS2 is where we're going to take this game for, and frankly, I like it a lot, because even though Game 2 didn't work out for Monte, he looked really good here, especially near the end.
Yeah, I do think you're a little bit in the, searching for answers counterpick stage here, because, like you mentioned, Battlefield was Monte's counterpick, and Burst turned up on it. So now you're like, oh, my whole worldview has been shattered. Where do I go? I think PS2 is a good choice in that situation, given that you won a game here, but it's tough.
Honestly, if I'm him, I feel like this is where you go. You know, maybe you try and go to small battlefields, but I think you just feel like you want the more space. I think you want to mitigate the way Yoshi's air acceleration, right? That ability to shift direction just so fast is able to just affect you. And I get why we're going here, but it just feels like Burst is also just locked in at this point.
Yeah. For 160, maybe locked in, but at max rage, my man are gonna die any second. Okay, the turtle time coming out, not going to be enough. And now we're back into the forward airs, into the steel chair. The classic.
Yeah,
Cover my own leg.
Yeah, Monte, right? That bomb into the chair, locking it down, just so much shield pressure into an active hitbox that Burst just hasn't had an answer for. It's the one trick that Monte keeps throwing out that just keeps working no matter what.
Game & Watch would kill it in the WWE. He has so much tomfoolery.
Bro, and he comes down from the top rope too,
Exactly.
right? He literally slams you down